Okay, man, it's been a long time since I've done anything like this, but as most of you know, I've lost my home in Harvey, and I'm battling with the insurance company now because they didn't give me enough money to pay for my home. Anyway, I'm at my mother's house now, and when I lost everything, I lost all my places to carve and do things like that. But I'm gonna try to do this outside. We've been having a lot of rain lately, so I haven't been able to do it. But what we're gonna do, let me get my knife. Let me get this pencil, get my knife. I'm gonna use my Mike Shipley knife this time. We're going to do a farmer and his wife, okay? And this piece is 1.5 inches wide, okay? All right, and it's about 4 inches tall, okay? So this is the dimensions of the piece itself. In other words, this is just the farmer's wife we're going to do, and I cut her out. And as you know, I always do the side profile. I'll go ahead and make this where, and I'm going to go ahead and come across here. A little bit different here. I need to move this up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. We're going to do a little farmer's wife, and then we're going to do the farmer. But right now, we're going to just start the carving process, in other words. Now, we also want to draw a line right here, because this is the bottom of the dress right here, or the leggings, as we say, in other words. We just draw that line to sort of give the tint of what we're fixing to do. Now she's going to have kind of a hat on, or a hood on, and so the first thing I want to do is take my knife, and I want to start bringing this down here. This is the front of the piece, and her face is in here. So basically her face would be something like this, in other words. Okay? Her face would be something similar to that. And we're going to do this and do the same thing over here. Okay? Now, I want to do this. I want to go ahead and cut into the face and go ahead and get it kind of down a little bit. I lost my camera and everything like that, so I had to get me another camera. It's just been a crazy. I finally had a nice day to kind of come up here. You see what I'm doing here? I kind of have a nice day to come up here and carve. It's been quite a, I know the people in North Carolina right now are catching Florence, and I know exactly how they feel, because Harvey was just about as bad. So I'm going to bring this down. Okay, and you know, that way, by bringing the face down, it gives me a general idea of what I can do here. And I'm going to kind of do this number as I bring the face down itself. I hope those of you that are living in North Carolina and South Carolina, I hope you are safe. Almost a year ago, Harvey hit us and devastated myself and a lot of other people. Okay. All right, folks. We're going to bring that face down some more, because we're going to bring this down also. So we're just going to continue to bring the face down. And continue to bring the face down. I've missed doing my videos, I have. But unfortunately, disaster strikes. I was hoping by this time this year I might be living in another place in Kentucky with my son. But there were some incidences that went on there that kept things from happening. All right, you see how I'm bringing the face down? And besides, I can't really do anything until after I settle with my insurance company. And they pay me what I need to do. I can't even sell my house until the insurance company. And I'm not afraid to tell you, it's Allstate. Those of you that don't know, Allstate has treated me very badly. They have not treated me correctly. And it's been a fight. But I'm not the only one. There's a lot of them down here that has to go through this. All right, we brought the face down in here, okay? And then we're going to come up here and we're going to just sort of bring this down. It's a beautiful day. We have gotten rain 4 or 5 days now, and all right, now let's look at our piece right now as we go this thing. And let me bring this is the bottom part of the face, sort of bringing it down to let it and we want to continue bring this forward. I want to show you when I first began whittling. You're going to hear some sounds, by the way, traffic, things like that. When I first started whittling, the man that I learned from a lot was a man by the name of Whittling Bill Higginbotham, and he put out a lot of books. And I love his books, but he used a style where he would carve figures, like he carved the arms separate from the body and things like that. And we're going to do one of those. I'm just going to show you how to do one of those, where the arm is separate from the body. That is not the way. Well, there goes a There goes a car by with a rap music on. If most of you don't know where I'm at, I'm right now I'm at a place called Port Arthur, Texas. And Port Arthur, Texas was devastated by Harvey. And I lived in Groves, Texas, which is just basically right next to it. And I live on the coast, not far from the Louisiana border, probably no more than 10 minutes from the Louisiana border. And so you can kind of get a general idea of where I am. But I live in, my mother lives in Port Arthur, Texas, and I'm at her house right now. I had to take refuge somewhere else because my house is completely destroyed. All right. Now, I think you're beginning to kind of see a little bit what we have here, or what we were doing here. Now, what I want to do before we get too much of this done is I want to come here like this, and come here like this, and kind of come down. This is what this is. This is the hat, or the thing, different, totally different from the piece right here. So what I'm going to do, and what I want to do, is when I come back here, instead of going straight across, I want to just kind of come here like this, okay? Where it looks like sort of a little hat, as we say. And then I'm going to take my knife, and I'm going to cut into here. I hope that those of you that are learning to carve and doing carving, I hope that you are, okay, see how I cut that in there? Unfortunately, I live near a road here. We live near a road, and people love rap music around here. So we're getting a lot of that at times. I'm sorry that you have to. I don't like rap music, so. Okay. See what I'm doing? I'm taking that off right in there. I'm going to be careful in here. And then I'm going to I'm just setting it up, so I'm going to kind of cut down here like this. Okay. And cut down here like this. And cut down here like this. Where you have somewhat of a difference between the shawl or hat that she's wearing. It's not a shawl, it's like a little hat that she's wearing, considering what we're doing here. Okay, as you see, I keep cutting this right here. Now, do you see that? Do you see it goes up, over, and then down a little bit back here? And we'll shape that as we go by, or as we go. All right. So we're going to even make this hat closer. There we go. Almost, when you look at it, it looks like a lion. You know how the lions have the fur around their faces, but that's not what we're doing here. Okay, let's take this. Okay, so what we're doing, we're setting our boundaries now. So we've got this sort of right here. Now we want to come down here, and what happens is the skirt is going to come down, or the little coat's going to come down here, and then this will be the rest of the so let me do this. Okay, we're establishing the fact that the coat's going to come down here like this. And then we're going to come here on this side and do the same thing. So that we can kind of shape things the way we want them. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come about halfway along in here, and we're going to put this down here. This is part of the coat here, and this will be the other part of the coat. So now what I want to do is just extend this down just a little bit further, because I want this side to be a little bit longer than the other side. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this down here like this. Now our hand's going to be in here, so and then I'm going to just kind of do this. Okay. And then we're going to cut this right here. And that is in fact, let's go ahead and just run this across. That was just an idea I decided to do with where I'm going to run this over here like this. Okay. So that's why you set your boundaries, is because if you want to do something a little bit different, you can. And then let's just come down here like that and meets that. Okay? Now let's go ahead and continue as we set our boundaries. Now we also come down here and we cut here. I'm sorry, we cut here, and this will be between our shoes and our and our stuff here. Okay, you see that where it's okay. Now we begin to bring this down, of course, in here, because this is the lower part of the place, and we continue to remove this in here, this in here, as part of our piece. And we're going to bring this down and bring this down. And once you established your once you have established your thing here, then you can cut around it. You're at the bottom of your coat, okay? As we get in to this situation right here, we're going to slowly begin to remove these in here to make this more, and then we'll bring this down. But we bring this down, because we want a difference between the hat that she's wearing, or the I don't exactly know what they call it, but it's and the other things that we do here. All right, look at that. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and go where our shoes are and cut this in here to give the idea of the fact that we have, and then we'll cut the back of the shoes off and everything like that. Now, what we're going to do is this line mark that we have here, we're going to come here where our this part of the thing hangs down, and we're just going to kind of do this number like that. In other words, just there's you a car nearby. People are very loud around here. I don't quite understand why they are so loud. I had a very peaceful, quiet neighborhood, it seemed. This is not a peaceful, quiet neighborhood. It's a lot of people walking the streets and doing things like that. So what it is the coat is coming down here, and then it's going to just sort of make a little. We have a lot of that, so you'll just have to put up with that. I'm sorry if that is a case, but it's just the way it is. My son had planned a vacation. Sorry, let me go right here. My son had planned a vacation and made reservations to go to Myrtle Beach. He called me the night before and told me that, you know, Dad, should I go? And I told him, no, son, I don't think you better even try this. My son hasn't been through a lot of hurricanes. He's been through some, but not a whole lot. So he's not really, and we were so glad he didn't, because he was going to end up Sunday. He would have got there Sunday and they'd ask him to evacuate by Monday. So he went to Gatlinburg or Sevierville, and I don't know if y'all know what it is, but there's a place called Wilderness in the Smokies, and it's a his children are 2, 4, and 5, and it's a big indoor water park and games and all that stuff, and it was really neat. He said he loved it, the kids loved it and everything. So keep that in mind if you're ever going with children to now it's a bit pricey. He went to on the off season. It's a bit pricey during the you know, the summer. It's about $200 a night, but everything's right there. But if you go like in September or something like that, took the kids out and they went to it was like $100 a night, and he said it was well worth it. So kids had a ball. So that's called Wilderness in the Smokies. It's an indoor water park. I'm not, you know, I don't have interest in that, folks. That's why I'm saying that. But they had a ball. Kids had a ball. So if you have small children and want a nice place to go, that's, you know, that's a wonderful little place to go. Okay, now let's look at our figure here. As you can see, and we're going to come back here also, and let me go ahead and bring these shoes down. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to do it anyway. It's called Wilderness in the Smokies, and it's a wonderful water park. So he was so disappointed that he really wanted to go to Myrtle Beach. He'd never been, but unfortunately Florence stopped that. So all right, but he found just as good. He's only about 3 hours from Gatlinburg and places like that. All right, here we go. So we're just sort of getting this rounded off, getting this, and of course the shoes will be brought way down and stuff. But let's go ahead and now the reason I'm saying this is because the hands, we're not going to have any arms and thing. We're just going to have a hand coming out of here of the coat, and it's going to be like that. We've done that with some Indians and stuff like that, in other words. Okay, so that's why I'm not doing any arms or hands or whatever. Well, I'm going to do a hand, but I mean, I'm not doing any arms by the side or anything like that, because you won't be seeing that. Once again, I'm taking the wood off from behind here. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to bring this down, of course, because it's sort of a wrap around her. Okay, all right, there we go. Well, we can go ahead if you want to. You can go ahead and start bringing the shoes down just a little bit. Okay, of course back here all this will have to come down. It's all got to come down. This will not be sticking out like that. Shoes do not stick out like that. And we have to recut this right in here. Okay. Now, of course, we'll bring this down as we do it, and this will all have to come down. This is, you know, what we do is we just keep bringing it, we keep shaping it down like that, okay, as we go. Like that. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna do this kind of. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and come down here with our shoes, and just let the back of the dress come over the back of the shoes. That's what we're going to do, just like anything else. And the back of the dress come down over the back of the shoes. Okay. So really, in the back here, we don't have to necessarily do this. We can just sort of even this out as we go along. Okay. Where the back of the dress forms behind the. I have a right to change my mind about something if I'm doing it, where it makes it much easier too for you. Where the back of the dress just flows back behind the shoes. Of course, the shoes have to come down some more. And they're going to have to come down quite a bit this way. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm probably about through with this part one of doing this little figure, and we've got quite a bit done. We really do. We'll come back, work on that. Of course, we're going to work on the face as well. And it will be a nice little piece. I really like the flat pane, older type pieces that you can do for okay. All right now. God bless you now, and we'll be back, okay?